We are glad that you're with us today. I'm Kristen with Plano Public Library. This is a virtual program that is hosted with Live Green in Plano. It is our Green Gift Guide program today. You are seeing our presenter, Katie Masuki's screen right now. Your microphone is muted, and we welcome you to use the chat feature to ask questions. I'll be watching that and be happy to present your questions to Katie, and she can answer those throughout the presentation. And we are happy to have you with us today. So I am going to introduce Katie and let her get going on her presentation. Katie Masuki is with our Sustainability and Environmental Education Division at the City of Plano. Katie loves teaching residents of all ages about water quality, efficiency, and conservation. She also enjoys learning about the latest water-saving technologies and writing about environmental topics. Katie plays and coaches ice hockey, proving that water in liquid or solid form is a huge part of her life. Aside from water, Katie's a big music and arts fan, and she enjoys learning about landscape design. Obviously, Katie is in the right job, and I know that you'll enjoy the presentation today. So thank you so much for being with us, Katie, and let's get going.
Thank you, Kristen. I appreciate the opportunity very much. And while my introduction was primarily about my professional focus in water, another area of sustainability that I'm especially passionate about is sustainable gift giving. And that's why I am honored to provide this presentation for you all today, my Green Gift Guide on behalf of myself and my Live Green in Plano team. So you have just heard a little bit about me. My name is Katie Masucci. I am your green gift guru instead of your water wizard for the day. And I thought I'd start by sharing an especially special gift that was given to me, one of those really formative gifts that has really been life-changing. So for me, it was my very first pair of ice skates that I got for Christmas one year. And with the promise that I took ice skating lessons for a year, my parents said that I could try playing on an ice hockey team, which I think they thought was a very shocking thing for me to want to do in Texas as a girl. But nevertheless, it is a decision and a gift that has stuck with me for many, many years, decades now. And I continue to have a passion for the sport and ice skating in general. So my first pair of ice skates was a really special gift that was life-changing for me. And I hope you can look back fondly on a gift that you've received that is really special to you. But today's focus is on reducing the amount of stuff that we give to one another, because eventually all that stuff may not be wanted anymore or needed anymore, and oftentimes it ends up in the landfill. Also, getting away from a culture of having to spend a tremendous amount of money in order to make our loved ones and our friends happy, or at least the perception that we're bringing them happiness with very expensive gifts. Hopefully, some of my ideas will help you save money, and hopefully they'll help reduce your holiday stress. I know some of the most stressful thoughts around the holiday season are, what am I going to get my loved one or my friend? I have no idea. Well, hopefully this will expand your horizons with some new and refreshing ideas. And finally, maybe it'll help your garage or your storage room or your junk drawer just look a little bit less like this. A less cluttered home equals a less cluttered mind and more free time to enjoy with one another. So what I hope you'll take away today from this presentation is, again, I want to steer you away from the mindset of stuff for the holidays and for special occasions. I want to encourage you to support our community when it comes to purchasing gifts. I'd like you to try to be a little more gentle on our planet when you are selecting your gifts. I want to help you stress less and grow more and help your loved ones do the same. And finally, I want you and all those dear to you to build fond memories together. So as you can imagine, many of my gifts today are based on experiences rather than stuff. But I did want to share with you that the city of Plano, neither of our departments, we don't endorse or have any affiliation with any of the companies, products, or anything else that's mentioned in my presentation. What follows is strictly based on my opinions and my experiences. And this webinar exists really due to my passion for this topic. And I just hope that you will be inspired as I present today. So the kinds of green gifts that I plan to share with you are homemade gifts, handmade gifts, technology, media, experiences, and environmentally friendly gifts, because after all, this is coming from Live Green in Plano. And a couple of other topics that I wanted to spend just a brief amount of time on towards the end is how to save green, save you money along the way, how to use alternative forms of gift wrap that are more sustainable, and how to properly dispose of holiday waste. So what I'd like to do is get some thoughts on who's the hardest for you to shop for. If you wouldn't mind using the chat box to share with us which of these choices on the screen is your most challenging person to buy for a special occasion. And if my co-host wouldn't mind sharing what comes in over the chat. Kristen, who's your hardest to shop for?
Sorry, I was trying to get to the unmute button. I wasn't quite there. We have parents, we have extended family, and we have children.
Okay.
Those are our top choices.
Thank you for sharing. I know I really struggle with what to buy my dad each year, especially for the holidays. His birthday is 3 days before Christmas. So making both holidays special for him can be a real challenge, especially with very particular interests like racquetball. So trying to find experiences for him that we can do together to promote our mutual enjoy of sports is a really good way to go in that regard. So let's start with some homemade gifts. I'm hopeful that you'll find something for everyone on your list throughout my presentation. How about that good old sourdough bread or a starter kit? I know bread making has really had a moment throughout the pandemic. So for those of you who have perfected the art of bread making, I can't think of anyone, at least those who enjoy bread, who wouldn't appreciate the gift of this delicious treat. Likewise, pickled vegetables. I'm certain that there are some gardeners out there. Maybe next year you can take some of your harvest and turn it into a treat that your loved ones can enjoy in the year ahead. Similarly, fruit jams are a great sweet gift. We have a volunteer at Live Green in Plano who makes her very own blackberry jam each year and brings it for our team, which is very nice and always something that I look forward to. And finally, these festive macarons, which I think are adorable. They feature Santa Claus designs. And I personally am not talented enough to create something like this. But even if you don't make it, perhaps supporting a local bakery who can make something adorable on your behalf would be a really great gift to share. One of my favorites is Mom's Christmas cookies, which I eagerly await every year. I know she's hoping to do some baking in the weeks ahead. These are just some of her gingerbread and sugar cookies that she decorates. The close-up ones that look kind of sad are probably ones that I have decorated. Hers are quite beautiful, as are my fiance's, who's also in the photo, who is much more of an artist like her than I am. But cookies are a fabulous gift. I have a close friend who loves to receive our homemade cookies for Christmas as well. How about handmade gifts? Well, DIY ornament decoration. That can be a great family activity, especially for your creative kiddos, and also something that can adorn the tree for years to come and provide those memories of the time when you decorated together. They also make great gifts for extended family members. How about a t-shirt quilt? Do you have a grown child or someone in your family who has lots of t-shirts that maybe they've outgrown but are really special to them from memories from their childhood? Say they played on a team and they have lots of jerseys or t-shirts that they don't want to let go of but are just collecting dust otherwise. You enlisting someone who has some great sewing skills could make a really warm quilt for them to enjoy those memories. How about an embroidery or punch needle kit? Just like bread making, I know these hobbies have really had a special moment during the pandemic. I, for one, took up punch needling using a really thick style of yarn, much easier to do than embroidery or needlepoint. There are some excellent kits out there for your creative loved ones. Similarly, a jewelry making kit. Do you have a creative kiddo or a friend who would really benefit from taking some time for self-care by creating their own jewelry? Well, how about a kit to allow them to do so? Here's another one of my favorites. My best friend, her name is also Katie. She created this beautiful cross stitch for me of my favorite city, Skyline, Sydney, Australia, which I thought was a really special way to commemorate a trip that I took. And I think of her and I think of the trip every time I look at that artwork. So a very special and personalized handmade gift. Another favorite of mine is this one-of-a-kind recipe box that my fiance made for me. He really enjoys woodworking. So in addition to the box itself, adorned with a butterfly, one of my favorite things, he wrote recipes for all of the dishes that we had cooked thus far together in our relationship, and he wrote them on beautiful recipe cards. Now, a way that this gift keeps on giving is that we continue to add new recipes to the box, and it will certainly be a staple in our new kitchen, in our new home. So very excited to feature that. So some other handmade gifts would be some plant-related gifts. I, for one, am a big plant lady, and any plant-related gift that I receive is a winner in my opinion. Do you have old mugs or teacups or cute little cups sitting around that you don't use in your cupboard, but might get new life by being a planter? Well, put some succulents in those mugs and give them to your fellow plant ladies or plant lovers. How about a mounted staghorn fern? This is a really stylish way to bring some greenery to any room in your house. These are very low maintenance and again, super stylish and fun. How about a Christmas or Thanksgiving cactus? What we typically know as a Christmas cactus is sometimes really a Thanksgiving cactus. Mine have already bloomed, and this is a very traditional and fun gift to give those plant lovers in your life. But for more and interesting plant-related gifts, how about a kokedama? These are a Japanese art form where the plant is wrapped in a ball of moss and then tied with twine or yarn. Nice minimalistic and stylish gift to give. How about creating a terrarium for your plant lover? These are beautiful, again, very stylish and low maintenance. Culinary herbs for your plant-loving cook. This is another gift that keeps on giving, that smells delicious and brings some life into the kitchen, even in the dead of winter. And finally, another festive gift to give is an amaryllis bulb. This is a fun gift for those who like to experience the full life cycle of a plant, from coming out of the bulb and then blooming into these beautiful red, white, and pink flowers that are huge and festive for the holiday season. I know Trader Joe's has some beautiful amaryllis bulbs right now, and I intend to give some to some of my best friends. Well, let's switch gears a bit and talk about technology. We all know that the dads especially like to tell you to turn off the lights and make sure that it's an energy efficient house. Well, give them a smart programmable thermostat so that they can program the temperature in the home and other smart home features from the comfort of their phone from anywhere in the world. These thermostats can help you save money on your utility bill. and they're great talking points for the technology and sustainability lovers in your household. Similarly, these days, there are also smart irrigation controllers. So if you have a friend or a loved one who really wants to master the sprinkler system and save water in the process, these controllers are also both programmed and managed from the smartphone. So this is a new and emerging form of smart technology that, again, is a great talking point for those who like to make their homes smart. You know that I'm a water nerd, so I do have another sprinkler-related gift to give. This is a gift that can promote both savings and safety by keeping your sprinklers from running when it's raining or freezing. It's an easy addition to any sprinkler system, and it is sure to save money on your water bills. It's called a rain and freeze sensor. Finally, a smart flow meter, again, another water nerd kind of toy. These flow meters attach directly to the water meter. They are great for consumers, for homeowners. You simply attach this to the water meter, and it will send you real-time information from your tablet or smartphone all about your water use for the whole household. It can also alert you if it suspects a leak or a break, giving you peace of mind when you're away from the home to prevent water-related property damage. So all of these pieces of technology can help you save resources and have a more efficient and smart and comfortable home. Another really fun piece of technology is an indoor garden. Think hydroponics on a small scale, especially in the wintertime. This is an arrow garden, and I had bought one of these for my fiance because he loves to make salsa, and he wanted to grow his own salsa garden in the house, especially in the wintertime. So you can see his little heirloom tomatoes and his basil and other herbs growing inside this arrow garden. It has built-in space for seed pods that you can purchase and watch them grow. And it has a light that's on a timer to give those plants just the right amount of light in order to grow in your home. This is another interesting piece of technology that I found at a Plano household called a mechanical composter. If you really want to turn your food waste into garden gold really fast and you're super interested in sustainable living, this might be an interesting gift to consider, especially for those who love their garden and love to sustainably dispose of their food scraps. So switching gears once again, how about media? Well, we know especially the kiddos these days, they want games and music and movies, and that's fine. But I want you to think outside the gift box and gift them a subscription. I think this is especially a great gift for those older kids and teenagers that you really can't get out of them what they want for the holidays or for their birthday. They might say, I don't know. Or they might just say cash or money, but I think a subscription is a gift that keeps on giving. Certainly, you can buy them subscriptions to their favorite music and film and TV providers, maybe gaming providers, but help them grow as you think about giving them subscriptions. And the example that I wanted to highlight is Masterclass. This is a really great subscription to online classes by all kinds of professionals that are really fun video-based learning opportunities. I was given a subscription to Masterclass, which lasts for a year, and I took classes on interior design, ukulele, urban gardening, even film score composition. All from folks that you know, professionals and even celebrities in their respective fields. So I've learned new skills in addition to being online through this type of subscription. Again, a really great gift for those older kids, teenagers, and even adults in your life who are interested in learning. How about experiences? And really, this is the meat of my presentation. I hope that all those experiences that follow will be inspiring to you and hopefully give you something for you and a loved one or you and your whole family to do together. But before I jump in, I'm curious to know what kinds of experiences do you prefer with your friends and family? Do you like to get moving, get some exercise? Do you prefer to learn something? Do you like to get outside and enjoy the outdoors? How about enjoying the arts? Or do you prefer just to simply stay home? Kristen, what are our viewers saying out there?
Well, several like to get outside, and I know you're happy to hear that. Coming from sustainability, we talk a lot about outdoor quality of life and also getting moving, which is, of course, a healthy choice.
Yes.
Personally, I like to learn something new as well.
Absolutely, me too. Any experience that I do, I always try to have a takeaway from it for
Of
personal
course,
growth.
there's also the stay home. And of course, with the library, we have access to movies on Canopy streaming. So, that's another idea. So, yeah,
Yes.
all of these categories, they're great ideas, Katie. I can't wait to hear what you have for us.
Oh, thank you. Lots to share. Well, here we go. And I did just want to say, give you another brief disclaimer that, of course, your safety and health are of utmost importance. And, I hoped that I'd be able to remove this slide by this time this year. But nevertheless, our health and safety is still something that we need to take into consideration. So I wouldn't want anyone out there to partake in an experience, especially a group one that they feel is risky at this time. So all of the examples that follow highlight organizations that are doing a great job with health and safety. And any photos you see of group activities, especially for our city team, were taken prior to the pandemic. So I just wanted to share these ideas for your comfort level. Let's start with some artistic experiences, a personal favorite of mine. So I would like to recommend Board and Brush. This is a place in Plano that allows you to take your own customized piece of wood and turn it into artwork. This is something that we did together as a Live Green in Plano team building experience. So would be great for your whole family or for your friend group, maybe for a holiday experience. As you can see, we all came home with something different that we had each painted according to our own interests and personalities. So this was a really fun way to make a piece of artwork that can adorn our respective homes for years to come. Then I might suggest Holman Pottery. This is a Plano staple. This is a beautiful Victorian home in downtown Plano, owned by the Holman family, and they turn pottery there. You can buy their pottery, but you can also take group classes on how to create pottery at their downtown Plano studio. I haven't done this, but it is certainly on my list of things to do. Then I'd like to share Pipe and Palette, which used to be located in downtown Plano, but has recently moved to Stonebriar in Frisco. At Pipe and Palette, they have a variety of different art classes, many very modern and kind of edgy, in my opinion. One of those was a splatter paint date night that I surprised my fiance with. This is not just for couples. Anyone can reserve a splatter paint room and let yourself go wild with the paint. So this room was our palette, so to speak. We were given paints and we were also given our own canvas to create artwork. But I think the real fun was in decorating the room. So this would be great for, say, a mother-daughter or mother-child or any sort of combination of loved ones to go and create their own special artwork and get a little crazy with the paint. Really enjoyed that. Then I'd like to share Quigley's Clay House, which is in Richardson. They too specialize in pottery and painting. So when I took my mom there for a girls' pottery outing, we created these bowls, but then we also painted them. So she loves to use these pieces in her kitchen. So not only was it a fun experience, but she has the pieces to continue to use and enjoy and remind her of the experience. So if you see any piece up there that looks like a third grader created it, that's probably mine. The very beautiful ones with much more taste to their design was most certainly done by my mom. But She even loves my very elementary artwork and continues to use those pieces. And then the last one I wanted to share is a little bit further away. This is Wildflower Art Studio in Denton. One of my good friends and colleagues here at Live Green in Plano likes to take art classes at Wildflower. She even went to an art retreat that they sponsored. So I think this is a great girls' getaway. Maybe your best friend or your sister or anyone for that matter who can appreciate really fun art classes. They do a lot of watercolor and hand lettering, calligraphy, but really all kinds of art. So I know a lot of you out there have suggested that you are interested in getting active, getting moving. So let me talk a bit about some active experiences that I like. Well, my number one is summit climbing, which recently opened their own huge facility here in Plano. At summit climbing, you can do bouldering, you can do traditional rock climbing with a harness. So my fiance had planned an introductory bouldering class for us. This is a very unique sport, as we found, both for body and mind. You really have to think through how to do climbing. A summit membership is definitely something on my wish list, as not only can you do climbing, but they have many types of workout classes from yoga and strength and conditioning. So if you're interested in a unique place to try a new sport, maybe meet some new friends who are like-minded in their exercise and wellness ventures, this is a great place to try. Now, you know, I have to recommend ice skating because I, of course, am the hockey player, but I did want to point out that there are year-round indoor facilities in Plano and Frisco and beyond. And of course, they offer lessons in ice skating for beginners, figure skating, hockey, whatever your interest. But I definitely wanted to point out, most importantly, that this time of year, there are outdoor rinks in North Texas, believe it or not. And I had the privilege of being the polar bear who got to dress up and skate around the outdoor rink. This was years ago, but I still think this is such a special experience for families. One of my favorite traditions is to go to the outdoor ice rink in downtown Frisco. They have, of course, the rink where you can rent skates for the whole family, hot chocolate and dinner and treats. But because you're skating under the stars at the holidays, they also have beautiful lights and decorations that are simulcast to music. So it's just such a fun experience for all the senses. I love going to the outdoor rink, especially in Frisco. And of course, if you get hooked on ice skating, then you can take lessons at one of the indoor rinks. Then I'd like to talk about whirly ball. This is a very interesting sport, I guess you could say. It's kind of hard to describe. It's a cross between bumper cars, lacrosse, and basketball. And it's a great activity for your family, for your friend group. We have done this as a team building experience with our Live Green in Plano team. For any competitive folks out there, if you just ever wanted to bump into your relative in a bumper car, now's your chance to try whirly ball. I will say it's not for the faint of heart. It's especially for those who like to play a little rough and have a good time in the process. And a couple more Plano-based areas to get active. I'd like to mention Go Ape zip lines. This is at Oak Point Park over on the east side of Plano, as is your ability to paddle Oak Point Park. You can rent kayaks and canoes at various times of year. So let's say you have a kiddo or a friend or relative who's really interested in trying a paddle sport. This is a great place to do so in a friendly and safe atmosphere. If you want to get brave on those zip lines above the tree canopy, another fun opportunity right here in Plano. But how about some memberships? Memberships that don't only benefit you and your family, but also benefit the location, the facility that you are a member to. Well, of course, I want to recommend Plano Parks and Recreation first. I actually just saw that they posted on Facebook about their gift cards that they're offering. So you could buy someone a gift card to Plano Parks and Recreation that would cover membership, classes, facility rentals. It would cover all kinds of different things that they might want to do. I actually took a conditioning class in the lazy river at the Carpenter Park Rec Center last year. And I thought that was such a fun and unique class to take. So do check out the Leisure magazine for all types of classes that your friends and loved ones might take, and give them the opportunity to do so with a membership or a gift card. Have you all heard of Heritage Farmstead Museum? Well, this is a Plano staple. It is a Victorian era home in Plano, right in central Plano, that offers tours and activities for families. I, for one, took field trips here as a child in PISD, and it's a very special place to continue to visit, especially if you're interested in seeing the animals and learning about a previous era in Plano. I know they're having lights on the farm on evenings through the holiday season, where you can experience walking through Heritage Farmstead under some beautiful holiday lights. Oh, and here we are. This is the farmstead and their donkey Poncho, their house and their gardens, which are managed by the Collin County Master Gardener. So again, one of my favorite places to visit. How about the Hurd Natural Science Museum in McKinney? A great place for curious kiddos to learn all about the wonders of nature. And Texas Discovery Gardens at Fair Park in Dallas. This one will always be very special to me. My fiance and I hold a membership here. They have this amazing conservatory and butterfly house where you can schedule a private butterfly release into the butterfly house to commemorate a loved one, a friend, to celebrate a special occasion. I have to say that he planned this at our engagement. He actually asked me to marry him here right after we did our butterfly release. So a beautiful gift for anyone who loves butterflies and nature. And finally, the Dallas Arboretum and Botanical Garden, a place that is always changing. There's always something new to see. Great place to have a picnic. And once you, as an individual or your family, have a membership, you can go back time after time. I know I, for one, like to go at least every season to see all of the different types of plants and do all the different types of activities, like the Pumpkin Village in the fall, the 12 Days of Christmas exhibit at Christmas time. They even have special dinners and teas that you can plan. For example, next week, I'm taking my mom for a Christmas dinner there in their DeGloyer house, just a special girls' evening for a fancy dinner and a chance to explore their holiday exhibit. All right, getting close to the end of my recommendations, but it wouldn't be a Live Green in Plano presentation without some environmental gifts. Well, meet Paul. This is my symbolically adopted koala, who one of my best friends adopted on my behalf. She knew how much I love koalas, and I was so distraught when Australia suffered the terrible fires that she symbolically adopted this koala on my behalf in order to fund its care and rehabilitation before re-entering the wild. When you symbolically adopt or sponsor an animal, especially for a child, oftentimes you'll receive a package with something to commemorate that adoption, like a really cute plush toy or other learning resources. How about for stocking stuffers, those reusable produce bags? So we can keep single-use plastics out of the landfill, save those resources. Similarly, stainless steel straws are a great stocking stuffer that are a gift that keeps on giving by keeping those pesky straws out of our landfill and worse as litter. And then reusable water bottles, reusable food wrap like this beeswrap that is made partially out of all natural beeswax and is, of course, reusable time and time again, unlike your Ziploc bags, for example. How about a birdhouse for lovers of our winged friends, something to bring them to their gardens for their enjoyment? A wind chime for those who like to use all their senses in the garden and bring some special sounds to their yard. How about a hummingbird feeder to bring some really unique fluttery friends to the yard? And finally, a pollinator palace, a great way to support bees and other insects that can also be used as a learning tool in the yard. Here's one of my favorites. This is a wind chime that my mom gave to me for Christmas one year. It adorns my balcony right now. I love the sound that it provides. And I'm so excited that it will be joining me at my new home in Plano as we move there. I'll have to find a very special place for it in our yard. It was handmade in Austin, and I just love the special sound that it brings. Some other environmental stocking stuffers. How about a soil moisture meter so that the gardener in your life can tell whether or not their lawn needs supplemental watering and save on that water bill in the process. Seed packets or seed balls make great stocking stuffers for your favorite gardener. Maybe get a sense of what vegetables they'd like to plant next year, what flowers they'd like to plant, and purchase them some seeds accordingly. This is a great time of year for doing some research on what you plan to plant in the spring and beyond. So consider giving your favorite gardener this Easy Gardens for North Central Texas book, which features all of the native and adapted plants that do really well here and look beautiful. And I know that our Plano Public Library carries copies of this at all of their locations as well. For a sustainable yard, I do have some local shops that I would like to share with you. Shades of Green is an excellent nursery in Frisco. They also have a number of houseplants and gifts. North Haven Gardens in Dallas is another local family-owned business that offers a wide variety of plants, indoor and outdoor gifts and resources for gardeners. Wild Birds Unlimited has locations in Frisco and McKinney and elsewhere as well in North Texas, and they carry all kinds of supplies and resources for those who are interested in supporting birds. Puckett's Nursery and Landscape, another small business located in Allen. And finally, Oasis Plant Shop, one of my favorite places to visit in the Bishop Arts District. A great place for those who love their houseplants and want to find some really interesting specimens and stylish containers. And I'm sure all of you, especially the way things have been these past couple of years, are interested in saving green as well. Well, let your credit cards help you. Don't forget about your points or your miles when it comes to purchasing gift cards. I, for one, am happy to receive a gift card because then I can purchase something that I truly want or need rather than something that my loved one suspects I want or need, but maybe I don't. So I love gift cards. And if you intend to give a gift card, let your miles purchase them for you. As an example, I just redeemed points that I had accrued over many years to buy $1,000 worth of gift cards to Wayfair. This helped me buy some new furniture for our home, and the gift card value was actually more than the dollar value. So while it took some time to accrue those points, they really did pay off for me in the long run. Another way to save green is to give your loved ones stuff their stocking with a Plano Public Library card. Ensure that they don't have to go buy the book or media of interest to them. Support our Plano Public Library and use the amazing resources and tools and fun that they have available. And I would love to give Kristen an opportunity to give more information on that if you'd like.
Thank you, Katie. Absolutely. That is so great that we have the library card in this in your recommendations. So the library does offer many free programs that you don't even need a library card for the programs to participate in, like this one that you're seeing today. But we also offer a variety of learning resources that you do need a library card for, including LinkedIn Learning that introduces you to business, technology, and creativity classes. There are quite a lot. There's thousands and thousands of courses that are professionally done that you can access through LinkedIn Learning. And we also have Canopy, a video streaming service with thoughtful entertainment that is available also with a library card. And you can access just your computers and internet from the library as well with your library card, and check out ebooks, e-magazines, and physical materials, print materials. And we have kits, STEAM kits, help you learn a new skill like macrame or embroidery or quilling, calligraphy, or learning how. There's actually a chess set for teens that is a electronic resource. So all kinds of things that you can explore with your library card. Thank you, Katie, for bringing that up.
Oh, you're so welcome. I've lived in Plano essentially my whole life and have always supported the libraries. Some of my fondest memories as a kid were going to the library and renting the National Geographic videos. I can remember one on the Amazon, for example. So some of those experiences were really formative for me. And now as I work in sustainability, I can see where my experiences really helped me choose my career path. So thank you, libraries.
That is fabulous. And actually, we are going to have a program coming up called Exploring Environmental Careers in April of 2022. So hopefully we'll get the word out more about that later, but hopefully we'll have an opportunity for individuals to explore those kinds of careers, because I think that's a great thing that you're saying. Our thoughts toward what we're interested in and what we might like to make our career in begin early. So involving students and children in exploring different topics can help them with a career choice as well eventually.
That is awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Kristen. And I just have a couple more topics that I want to explore for y'all. I'd like to talk about sustainable gift wrapping ideas, which hopefully you'll find to be fun and interesting. Do you have adventurous friends or kiddos? Consider using old maps to wrap their gifts in. A great way to reuse these items that might have otherwise been laying around. I know my dad used to carry some old road maps and atlases in the backseat pocket of his car for years, and he never used them after smartphones and after electronic maps became the norm. So a great way to reuse those would be to wrap gifts in them. How about old wallpaper? Do you have rolls of that just laying around? Or I know wallpaper is having a moment right now. It's having a comeback in the interior design world. Perhaps you have some leftover wallpaper that you might consider using instead of going out and buying new gift wrap. How about butcher paper? I think this is a very stylishly wrapped gift, very simple and elegant, and has that little pop of lace as well. The butcher paper could be reused or easily recycled after that gift is unwrapped. What about tea towels? So when you give a housewarming gift or to a hostess gift, for example, this is a form of wrapping that they will get use out of time and time again. And I love the little eucalyptus embellishment as well. How about leftover fabrics that you might have from sewing projects? These gifts are wrapped in linen and other decorative fabrics. Scarves make a great way to wrap ladies' gifts. I love to wear scarves in the winter time, so this is a gift within a gift. And finally, for those superhero lovers, for any comic lovers out there, reuse those old comic books that might just be laying around as a really fun way to wrap those gifts. Now, similarly, going along with gift wrap is the theme of waste disposal and doing so properly. Well, we know that the holidays oftentimes bring new electronics, and you might not know what to do with the old ones that you no longer want or need. So, I would like to recommend that you sustainably dispose of them, working or not. Of course, if they work, donating it to someone in need or an organization that can give it to someone in need on your behalf is always a great option. But let's say that it's damaged or it no longer works. Well, the city of Plano will responsibly recycle electronics, and you can drop off those unwanted electronics on the first, second, or third Saturday of each month, year round. If you visit plano.gov/electronics, you can learn more about those drop off dates, times, and locations, and some of the other items that they will accept. One of the items that often is thrown away or even tried to be recycled this time of year are holiday lights. This is a friendly reminder that those lights do not belong in your recycling cart. Oftentimes we do something called wish recycling, in that we put items in there that we hope will get recycled. But in reality, when they get to the recycling plant, they just cause havoc. They tangle with everything, and they simply can't be recycled in that manner. So if you want to do the right thing with your unwanted holiday lights, if you would take those to our electronics recycling events. Now, this month, you should be receiving a utility bill insert all about live Christmas tree disposal. There are select sites towards the end of December and the beginning of January where you can drop off live Christmas trees, and they will be made into mulch and compost through our partners at Texas Pure Products. Keep in mind, this is only for live trees, not faux trees. And of course, you'd want to remove all of your ornaments, lights, and other decor. Finally, we know that the holidays and year-round really often come with lots of cardboard boxes. So you really have two options when it comes to properly disposing of those. The first is to break them all down, and the smaller ones you can simply toss in your recycling cart, so long as they're clean and dry. The larger boxes, say those that won't fit in your recycling cart, those can be left with your yard waste for collection, and they too will be made into soil amendments through our partners at Texas Pure Products. So I hope all of those areas are helpful to you as you plan to properly and sustainably dispose of your holiday wastes. But I can't think of something worse that ruins holiday fun like a clogged pipe. So as the water nerd that I am, this is a friendly reminder that all wipes belong in the trash, even those that are labeled flushable. Those wipes might flush, but they don't break down, and they oftentimes cause clogs and worse, backups. So remind all your visiting friends and family this holiday season that the toilet is not a trash can. We also remind you to help stop the fog clog, and fog is fats, oils, and grease, by ensuring that any cooking residues don't go down the drain. So wiping plates and pans with paper towels before scrubbing them clean, using the garbage disposal sparingly, storing cooled fats, oils, and grease in a sealable container and trashing it, or calling the city to collect a gallon or more of used fry oil. We will recycle it accordingly. You can visit plano.gov/fog for more information. But when you have company and you're hosting and cooking more than usual, oftentimes we overlook our cooking waste. So defending our drains from fog can be a great way to let the holiday fun continue uninterrupted. So my final poll of the day, I'm curious to know from our audience, did you learn a new place to go, a new item to buy, a new activity to try, a new way to wrap gifts, or a new way to recycle in my presentation today?
Well, I'll tell you, Katie, I learned all of the above. I learned something
Yay!
new from every one of your sections. And we're getting a variety of responses. So I think everyone has learned something new.
Good. Well, that makes my day. If nothing else, I just wanted to inspire you with some fun ways I've found to have really meaningful and special times for holidays year round. So I thank you all for joining me today, and I'll be happy to stick around for questions if there are any. But if anyone wants to reach out to me after today's program, feel free to do so at katiem@plano.gov.
So if anyone has questions, you are welcome to place them in the chat feature at the bottom of your screen. It says chat, and it looks like a little, the box for a conversation that goes above someone's head in a comic. So it's at the bottom, it says chat. So thank you so much, Katie. While we're waiting to see if we have any questions, thank you for all the things you shared. What an exciting and interesting presentation. So many things to think about and great ideas for those hard to buy for people in your life.
Oh,
And
I sure
these
hope so.
experiences are just the best. Even when you don't think, and you don't say enough for yourself, I know how creative you are, but even when you don't think you're creative for pottery or painting or those sorts of activities, they are so much fun. And you may find that at least the once in a while that you do a much better job than you think you do.
Yes, of course. And you never know, you might develop a new skill or passion for something new. So
That's
it's
right.
always
Or
a
make
good
a new
idea.
friend.
Yeah, exactly.
I love your butterfly story too. That was beautiful.
Oh,
And
thank you.
butterflies are great to go see. So I'm glad we have folks that now have thought about those wonderful outdoor and environment friendly places to enjoy time with friends and family. So thank you so much. I don't see any questions. We really appreciate your time and being with us today, Katie. And thanks to everyone who's joined us or watches on YouTube. And if you have additional questions, here's contact information for SEED for learning programs. And you can also, of course, reach the library at planolibrary.gov, planolibrary.org for our website. So we would love to see y'all at the library and around town at Parks and Rec. I'm sure we'd love to see you this holiday as well. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you so much, Katie, for all that you've shared.
Thank you, Kristen. It's my pleasure. Everyone have a happy holiday season.
Have a wonderful day, Katie. Thank you for your time.